But when you talk about how this government has responded so far, Rahul, there have been outreaches. This is not the first one that the Prime Minister is doing. He's had outreach programs, he's addressed farmers, he's addressed concerns about the farm laws, even speaking in detail about MSP, about APMCs. It's not changed anything on the ground. This event that we're seeing today, do you really see it having an impact on perhaps the farmer protest, on farmers perhaps, not being so rigid on their stand?
See, Akshata, one thing is very clear. With these exercises and these outreaches, the government is putting some cards on the table. And what are those cards? One is that we are not going to go back on the bills. MSP is something which we are assuring will not disappear, the farmers will not be losing the right to MSP. But beyond that, the government is playing for time. It is definitely telling the farmers, see, we are not unrelenting as far as the core elements are concerned. The bills are not going to be repealed, and I think it's playing for time. I think it's a deadlock in which two sides are not agreeing on even meeting. Now, if you see the farmers' demand, they are saying till you put repealing of the bills on the agenda for the talks, we are not ready for talks. So there has been a hardening of position. Now, if the farmers are hardening the position, the government is writing a polite letter. But I think this exercise today is the hardening of position by the government. See, if the farmers in one or two states are protesting and you're reaching out farmers in the rest of the country and telling them these farm bills are fantastic and this is what the kind of benefit they are going to get from these bills, it's a hardening of position by the government. I think the lack of convergence on the farm bills eventually, I think, will find some kind of a resolution in the courts in the country, that is the Supreme Court. Otherwise, it seems very difficult right now that the two will budge from their extremely divergent positions.
Right, we'll have to really see how this impasse really between the farmers, the protesting farmers and the government ends. Right now the deadlock still on. We're continuing to beam for you those live visuals coming in from the Atal Samadhi. The Prime Minister seated there along with several other members of Parliament, people from the government, all of them seated there paying their tribute to Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his 96th birth anniversary. Post this at 10:30, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in the Central Hall of Parliament. He'll be paying floral tributes to this the portrait of Atal Bihari Vajpayee as well as Madan Mohan Malviya. He's also going to be releasing a book on the life and times of the former Prime Minister of India. At 12 p.m, and this is a packed schedule really that the government has on the occasion of Atal Bihari Vajpayee's birth anniversary. At 12 p.m, Prime Minister Modi will be interacting with farmers cutting across 6 states, and there are going to be a huge number of farmers interacting with the Prime Minister on this occasion. And this is an effort by the government to again send out a message that they care about farmers, that they care about farmers' welfare as well. And this has been a message that's been sent out directly by the Prime Minister time and again in the last few weeks because of the kind of protest that we've been seeing over the farm laws. With things reaching this stage, Rahul, where we're talking about 30 days of protests, do you see the government perhaps budging on the decision not to roll back these laws?
See, Akshata, the government has initially in the meetings with the farmers was ready for amendments. It sent out those amendments very clearly. In a very graded fashion, the government has come to a point today. I think today is a very significant day in terms of messaging by the government. I do not think budging is a concept in this government right now as far as the farm bills are concerned. As I said, if you're reaching out to 5 crore farmers, handing over a monetary direct benefit transfer installment to them, and the Prime Minister is going to tell the farmers these bills are good. All the ministers, all the MPs, all the bloc pramukh and mayors of the BJP are on the ground convincing the people that the bills are good for them and the farm laws are good for the farmers.
Right.
Budging is from this position is a no. It's not possible. So what I will say that the government has traveled too far now to ever go back on these bills.
And that's why you're seeing one outreach after another. They've written letters to the government. The Prime Minister personally also addressing farmers time and again, trying to really allay fears on the farm laws. Rahul, request you to stay on with us. We're slipping into a short break here on India Today. On your screens are the live visuals from the Atal Samadhi, where you see Prime Minister Narendra Modi seated there, paying his tribute to the former Prime Minister on the occasion of his 96th birth anniversary.